When we have a look at these complicated issues such as tracing the source of a coronavirus, a pandemic, also dealing with the diplomatic relations to sort it all out, the cartoonists usually crystallise this stuff much simpler for us. They really cut to the chase. And so we've got Johannes Leak to join us again to help us go through some of the cartoons, mate. And on this China issue, yourself and some other cartoonists have really cut through on this one.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, that was the big story this week involving Twiggy Forrest, and that, him hijacking that press conference was something irresistible for us cartoonists.
Well, wasn't it? Your colleague John Spooner, let's kick off with his cartoon. He's got the media in there talking to Twiggy Forrest, and they say if it was China that discovered the outbreak and then misled the world about the mortal danger, why do you blame anyone else? And Twiggy just says the customer's always right.
Yeah,
perfect.
As you just said, he's hit the nail on the head and crystallised it beautifully. All of a sudden, you sort of feel yourself thinking, well, why were we so surprised in the first place? It's the oldest adage in business that you could possibly think of. And, when somebody's so heavily invested in, and is constantly dealing with China and...
It's his only customer. He's only got one customer. Yeah, it's China. Right. So guess what? He likes them. Now, there's
exactly right.
Paul Zanetti's got another one. This is just beautiful. Now, he's got Xi Jinping here sitting at his desk. He says, tell Australia, if they persist in investigation of COVID-19, we will inflict economic pain they have never known. And then he realises, oh, wait, that's already happened. Absolutely. Again, hilarious.
Yeah, I love that one too for the same reason. So simple, but absolutely spot on. I think it's also really captured the reason. He's captured why we seem to collectively be getting openly angry now about this. It's one thing to be sort of have your economy turned upside down and destroyed, crippled, whatever you want to call it, and then sort of put on life support as a result of something that's come from China, and then to have them come along and say, well, if you want to know if you want any questions answered about it, we're gonna crack down on you even harder. Yes. Do they have any idea how angry this is making countries like Australia? I think that's really where they have to be careful, because it's not just Australia. This is all over the world. There are rumblings from nations that have had a gutful of this kind of treatment. They're reeling from the impact of the virus, and then they're made to feel like if they want to sort of do a bit of investigation and find out just how we can avoid this in future, China's going to, they immediately act so irrationally and so defensively and aggressively. It's just I think everybody's had enough.
Twiggy Forrest hasn't had enough. He buys their arguments. And we'll go back to your cartoon on this topic now. You've been very, very cruel to Twiggy Forrest. You've got him saying, what hurts the most is having my patriotism called into question. And then look at the way you've drawn him, you cruel bastard.
Oh, well, you can just imagine him saying, me, unpatriotic, look at my office, just look around. I mean, he's got every article you can imagine showing that he's certainly patriotic. The question is to which country.
Now, another one of yours, Johannes, one that's close to my heart. I'm very keen, have been all along, to have the kids at school, and you've got them this morning going back to school. I didn't think I'd miss school so much, says one of the little kids out on a protest. ScoMo sucks, there's no Planet B. And another kid saying, isn't it great to be back? This is the trouble, they're just loving it.
Yeah, well, look, I'm looking forward to things getting back to normal just as much as you. And as far as I'm concerned, when kids were going to school, this sort of thing was happening every other week. It was just creeping in all over the place. So you sort of think that there's all this talk about how we're going to embrace being able to get out and about and things getting back to normal. You know that when the kids are all out marching again, and they're all and Greta's in the news again, and they're all waving Greta banners that things have finally gotten back to normal.
So hard to have a climate strike when you're not at school in the first place. That's the problem. Let's have a quick look at Mark Knight. This is a great little cartoon with 6 different squares. But essentially, it's Groundhog Day this year. Every morning you wake up, you hit the alarm. The news tells you, no, the lockdown's still going on, and then you just hit snooze and go back to sleep. That's. I hope, Mark, I hope that doesn't go all year, Mark Knight. I hope we can arrest that pretty soon.